I want to take just a minute to show you guys some of the different tools that we've been using in all of our thermal hunting this year. Now, when it comes to hunting at night with thermal, I highly recommend having a monocular. Of course, you've got to have that thermal scope for your gun. You need to be able to see through when you're making that final shot. But in the meantime, you've got that gun set up in your final rest rip and grip. You know, it's locked in place, it's ready to go, it's on standby waiting for you. You can turn around and have your monocular and just simply easily scan like this, 360 degrees, which is so much more convenient than trying to walk around with a gun looking at everything. Not to mention, then you're pointing your gun at every little thing that's out there the entire time. So that helps for safety. It just makes it so easy to be able to scan really quickly back and forth and be able to find what you're looking for, distinguish what it is. You know, is it a small game animal? Is it what you're actually after? And determine what it is right away. And then if it is, you can quickly switch over to the gun that's already mounted, ready to go for you. Now, there's, you know, a lot of different brands out there. The reason that we settled on Pard is just because of the features that they have packed into this unit. Now, this right here, this is the TA32, and this one is actually one of the coolest ones out there. It's one of the first monoculars that they have that's a laser rangefinder built in. So this thing is sweet. And basically, to kind of go over some of the features, there's so many features I can't mention them all at once, but the things that made us really decide that we wanted to use this as our main scouting searching tool is, number one, you kick this thing on and it has a 1,200 meter detection. And we've seen animals, like we just got back from a hog hunt that we were on down in Texas, and we were seeing animals at least 800, 900 yards away, no problem. You can see mice 50 yards away, and I'm sure we could see them all the way out to 1,200. They just weren't that far away. But the cool thing about this is not only can you detect the animals and find them right away, you can record with this little unit here. You can record video, photos. It also has audio with the video, which is super cool for, you know, what we do, putting videos together. And then on top of that, it has that laser rangefinder function. One of the biggest things when it comes to getting out there at night and you're stalking through the dark, usually there's two of us. Sometimes we'll be solo, you know, just me by myself, but typically there's two of us. And in those situations, a lot of times what we found is better to do is have one guy running a monocular and the other guy running the gun with a thermal scope on it. Now, the cool thing about this is as you're slipping in closer, you can start hitting that rangefinder and say, okay, we're 250 yards out from the hogs, we're down to 150, we're getting down to 75. You know, you can kind of keep tabs and know exactly where you want to be. Now, the sweet thing about the scopes that we use, the Pard thermal scopes, they have a built-in laser rangefinder too. So if I'm out by myself, I can do the same thing on the gun, but it's so much more handy. If you've got two of you, having that guy that's running the scouting and the stalk, have him be the one that's running the distances using that laser rangefinder, and he can just whisper it to the guy that's shooting. You know, if you're the shooter, you've got enough things to think about as it is already with trying to make sure that you get set up quietly, you've got your safety off, you're rolling video and stuff like that. You've got so many different things that you're already thinking about in your mind. It just makes it so easy to have the guy running the scouting, running the monocular, telling you what distance you're at. Just some awesome features. Another thing too, it's got a built-in laser pointer, so if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to show somebody where some hogs are that are out in the field, I can kick on the laser pointer, and actually when I'm looking at them, it's pointing that laser at them. So the people that are with me know where I'm looking at. It's another cool feature. Of course, you have to make sure anytime you're using a laser pointer, you need to make sure that it's legal for the game that you're hunting in the state that you're in. One more feature that's really cool about these here is they have built-in Wi-Fi. And what that means is I can take this monocular and I can kick on the Wi-Fi, and then anybody that has a phone can download the Pard Vision app, and they can tie into the Wi-Fi signal from here, and they can sit there and look at their phone and see what I'm seeing through the binocular as I'm scanning around. So talk about a cool device. You can do the same thing with a gun too. So check them out, Pard. They make awesome optics, both thermal optics and night vision. It's one of the keys to being able to get out there and own that time after dark and be able to see and have the advantage go back onto your side in the hunting game. Whereas all the rest of the time during daylight, they have all of the advantages. Now with this, it puts the advantages back in your corner because you can do stalks. They don't have a clue you're there unless you get on the wrong side of the wind, and you can slip in and get where you need to be for that shot. So check them out, Pard. It's the thermal monocular, TA32, laser rangefinder, and I'm telling you what, this thing is sweet.
This is a total outdoor pursuit.